Hi guys, it's Mr. B here, and today we're going to be looking at apostrophes. Now they do trip a lot of people up, so today we're going to be looking at when to use them, when not to use them, and of course how we use them, okay? Now as a general rule of thumb, there are two main reasons that we use an apostrophe. Now with most rules in English there are exceptions, we will look at them, but the reason we use apostrophe is to show possession. So to show that something belongs to someone or something, and for omission, okay? Omission means when we leave something out, okay? So we use an apostrophe when we leave something out. Let's look at these in a little bit more in depth. First, let's look at how we use it for possession. Right, so let's look at when we use apostrophes for possession. We say that something belongs to someone. So we've got three examples here of the correct way to use an apostrophe. So we have the car's engine, okay? We have an apostrophe and S on there because we are saying that the engine belongs to the car. This one down here, the boys' football, we have apostrophe S because the football belongs to the boy. And then the last one here, we've got a bird's beak. We've got the apostrophe and S because we say that the beak belongs to the bird, okay? Now that's different from when we have this one here, okay? Because this is where people get mixed up. Some people use it when they mean plural, so when we mean more than one. So this sentence, look at the clouds, we have apostrophe S, that is wrong. Because we are saying, look at the clouds, but this is plural. We're saying there are more than one cloud. So this is wrong, okay? If we had a cloud with an apostrophe S, it means we are saying something that belongs to the cloud, and that's not what we're saying in that sentence. So always remember, if it's plural, more than one thing, footballs, chairs, desks, it doesn't have an apostrophe. If it belongs to someone, then it does have an apostrophe, like our three examples. But there are some occasions where something is plural and possessive, so there is more than one and they belong to someone. Let's have a look at how we would do that one. So now we're going to look at plural possession and words that end in S. Okay, so we've just said with possession, if something belongs to someone, that's when we use an apostrophe and we put it in between the word and the S we added on to make the word possessive. Okay, but sometimes we have words that are plural possessive. Now plural means there are more than one, possessive means it belongs to someone. So let's look at our first sentence, the girls' footballs. Now the footballs belong to the girls, but there is also more than one girl, so it's plural and possessive. So when that happens, we put the apostrophe after the S. Okay, so we have girls to be plural and we put our apostrophe after it rather than before the S, and that's if it's plural and possessive, so more than one and belongs to someone. So if we look down, the boys' experiments. The experiments belong to the boys, they're their experiments, but there's more than one boy, so the apostrophe is after the S. And the horses' stables, okay? The stables belong to the horses, but there is more than one horse, so it's plural possessive. Our apostrophe, my mind went blank, goes at the end of the word. Now, this is also the same if your word ends in S, and that's one of the easiest ways if you're thinking plural possessive and all this, that's language that's hard for me to understand. Your word, if it ends in an S and it is, and you need to add an apostrophe, we add it afterwards, okay? So, this school, St. Thomas's School, it's a school that belongs to St. Thomas. Now, there's not more than one St. Thomas who owns the school, but the word ends in an S. So we don't do St. Thomas apostrophe S, we add the apostrophe afterwards. So a good rule of thumb, and you'll be right most of the time, I would say, is if the word ends in S and you're trying to make it possessive, we add the apostrophe afterwards. So if we're saying the word afterwards belongs to them, then we add the apostrophe afterwards. Now let's have a look at when we use an apostrophe for omission. So let's move on to using apostrophes for omission, okay? Omission is a fancy word of saying leaving something out, okay? So don't be scared by a big word which English tries to do to us. Leaving something out. Okay, so what it means is we use them when we use what are called contractions. Okay, now if you contract something, it means you make something smaller. So contractions are when we join two words together to shorten them down. Now everything will become clear when I go over my examples. So in the English language we have a lot of words that we contract. Things like do not, we contract down to don't. Okay, now a couple of rules. When we put the apostrophe in, we don't put it in between where the two words are, so it doesn't go there. Okay, we put it between where the letters are missing. So the O is missing from not, so the apostrophe goes between the N and the T, because it's do, N, apostrophe where the O should be T, don't. Okay, so let's have a look some more. Cannot goes down to can't, apostrophe in the shape where the O should be. Would not becomes wouldn't, we have that there. I am becomes I'm, with the apostrophe where the A would be. Now, there is one exception to the rule, as English normally tries to throw at us to try and confuse us, and that's will not. Will not doesn't become willn't, okay? That becomes won't, with the apostrophe again in between the N and the T. Now, be careful, because you can't just contract two words in the English language and stick them together. There's only a certain group of words. If you Google it, if you search for it, you'll be able to find which words you can contract. But remember, when you put the apostrophe in, it's where the letter is missed, where there is an omission, okay? It's not where the two words join. Now, there is another exception to this rule that we're going to quickly have a look at before we finish. So here we have its and its, one with an apostrophe and one without an apostrophe. The reason this is an exception to the rule is because one is possession and one is an omission. So, on this one, when we use its for possession, such as its ball, its kite, its leg, saying that these things belong to something, we don't put an apostrophe in like we would with all the others. When we do use an apostrophe, it's because we are saying it is. It's a contraction. We've squashed it and is together to make it. So it's hot because we're saying it is hot. It's funny because it is funny. So remember with that one, contraction, it's still the same, but we need to remember when we're using its for possession, we don't use an apostrophe. Okay? And that's how we use apostrophes for possession and for omission. Okay guys, thanks for watching my video. I hope it helped you out with whatever work you are doing it or whatever you're needing it for. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and any videos I put for English, maths, help, anything like that, they'll come up straight away and you can see them. A couple of more videos that might help you out with some things. And of course, share and like the video and comment if you've got anything that you want to let me know, and hopefully we can help as many people as we can. Until next time, see you later.